What if I told you that every comfortable moment in your life is stealing your potential? Here is a paradox that will shatter everything you believe about success. The very things that make you feel safe are the exact forces keeping you weak. While you're seeking comfort, your competitors are embracing chaos. While you're avoiding pain, champions are running toward it. While you're waiting for the perfect moment, warriors are forging themselves in imperfect storms. Science reveals a shocking truth: your brain is hardwired to keep you mediocre. It craves safety, predictability, routine. But greatness lives in the opposite direction. It thrives in uncertainty. It feeds on discomfort. It grows in the space where most men retreat. Every legend you admire, every titan of history, discovered the same secret that separates the extraordinary from the forgotten. True power isn't born from what life gives you. It's forged from what you refuse to accept. It is sculpted from the moments when the world says, "Impossible," and you whisper, "Watch me." The question isn't whether you have what it takes. The question is whether you are brave enough to abandon the illusion of safety and step into the fire that creates kings. Because what I am about to share with you isn't just advice, it is a blueprint for transformation that most men will never have the courage to follow. Are you ready to meet the version of yourself that's been waiting in the shadows? Then understand this: comfort is the enemy, safety is the trap, and your potential is dying one easy day at a time. The foundation, true strength, isn't born from privilege. It's hammered out in betrayal, carved from rejection, and tempered in those midnight hours when silence is your only companion. The most powerful version of yourself will never emerge from ease. It rises from the ashes of adversity. You need to grasp this fundamental truth. Life doesn't reward the gentle. It rewards the relentless. The universe doesn't bend for the kind-hearted. It bends for the unbreakable. If you seek to rise, you must abandon your search for fairness, because fairness is a myth whispered to keep the masses compliant. Reality check: nobody is invested in your struggles. Nobody will deliver power to your doorstep. If you refuse to become merciless with your time, your energy, and your attention, you are consciously selecting weakness. The first truth is harsh acceptance: no rescue is coming. The second truth is fierce ownership: everything rests on your shoulders. This is your foundation. Without it, every principle that follows will crumble. If this disturbs you, walk away now. If it awakens you, then declare this creed in the comments: no one rescues me. I rescue myself. Because this is where your metamorphosis begins, not with hope, not with compassion, but with brutal clarity. Rule 1: discipline equals liberation. Every person speaks of freedom, yet few have truly tasted it. Most mistake freedom for indulging every impulse, following every desire. That isn't freedom, it's enslavement to your base instincts. Authentic freedom emerges only through discipline. When your flesh obeys your spirit, when your routines serve your vision, when your hours bend to your will, that is liberation. Discipline becomes the foundation of power. It is the silent pact you make with yourself each dawn, the unbreakable promise that regardless of how you feel, you will execute. The person who waits for inspiration will forever be enslaved by weakness, but the individual who masters discipline becomes unstoppable. Discipline constructs the framework for greatness. It sharpens your intellect, fortifies your body, and hardens your resolve. These are the small, precise actions performed with intention that accumulate into an unshakable base. This isn't about self-punishment. This is about self-mastery. The kind of mastery that keeps you calm in catastrophe, steady in storms, unmoved when everything around you trembles. Every great warrior, philosopher, and leader who carved their legacy into history did so through disciplined practice. Comment these words and make them your vow. Discipline is my liberation. Because the moment you master yourself, no person and no situation will ever master you again. Rule 2. Cultivate laser-sharp focus. Power disperses when the mind scatters. Weak individuals fail not from lack of intelligence, but because they pursue too many targets with insufficient depth. The most powerful version of yourself isn't the person who attempts everything. It is the person who selects one path, one mission, and channels every ounce of energy into it until the world has no choice but to acknowledge your Presence. Focus amplifies strength. It takes your abilities, your knowledge, your determination, and concentrates them into a precision instrument that cuts through every distraction. To master focus, you must protect your attention as fiercely as you would protect your life, because in many ways, it is your life. What captures your attention shapes who you become. Don't allow meaningless noise, shallow entertainment, or the endless chatter of others to fragment your journey. Every moment you waste on activities that don't build you is a moment stolen from the person you were destined to become. Instead, fix your gaze forward, eliminate what doesn't matter, and pour yourself completely into what does. Focus transforms effort into results, potential into legacy. It creates such powerful momentum that resistance crumbles before it. Your mission isn't to do everything. It is to do the right things with such intensity that nothing can obstruct your path. Comment below, "My focus is my fortress." When your mind is fortified by purpose, no distraction, no temptation, no weakness can penetrate it. Rule 3. Build unshakable resilience. Resilience isn't about avoiding hardship, it's about rising. Every single time hardship arrives, no matter how powerful you become, existence will test you. Storms will rage, barriers will emerge, and setbacks will appear uninvited. But the strongest version of yourself doesn't shatter. He adapts, he endures, he advances. Resilience is the armor of consciousness and the steel of the soul. It's the internal voice that declares, "I will not stop here." When everything seems aligned against you, remember that greatness is never forged in perfect conditions. Diamonds crystallize under pressure. Mountains rise from collisions. So must you. Every failure is a teacher. Every difficulty is strength training for your spirit. Don't fear the challenges. They're molding you into someone who cannot be broken. When the world expects you to crumble, stand taller. When fear whispers retreat, step forward. The person who possesses resilience becomes unshakable, because nothing external holds the power to destroy them. This is why resilience isn't weakness, it's invincibility. Carry this truth: your strength isn't proven by what happens when life is easy. It's proven by how you stand when life is brutal. Comment below and make this your creed. I rise through every storm. Resilience isn't just surviving, it's thriving, evolving, and walking through fire untouched. Rule 4. Master the power of consistency. Consistency is the silent force that separates the ordinary from the exceptional. Talent without consistency is squandered potential. Ambition without consistency is a dying ember. But consistency, daily, disciplined, relentless consistency, transforms a person into a monument. Consider water carving through stone, not through force, not through speed, but through persistence. That's the secret. Small, intentional actions repeated over time, sculpting destiny into reality. The world respects the individual who appears again and again, long after excitement fades, long after applause dies, long after others have surrendered. Consistency isn't glamorous, it's often invisible. It's rising before dawn when no one watches. It's training your mind, your body, and your craft with devotion even when no reward is visible. The strongest version of yourself isn't built in moments of passion, but in the daily grind of discipline. Consistency breeds momentum, and momentum breeds inevitability. When you commit fully, your progress compounds, your growth multiplies, and your presence becomes undeniable. Understand this? Greatness is never a single act. It's the echo of countless disciplined days stacked together. The person who commits to consistency can no longer be stopped because no single failure, no single setback, no single difficult day can erase the mountain of progress they've built. Comment these words: consistency makes me unstoppable. When you live by this truth, success becomes not a question of if, but a certainty of when. Rule 5. Find strength in solitude. In your journey toward becoming the most powerful version of yourself, you'll discover a truth many fear to face: solitude is power. Most people flee from silence, filling their lives with noise, distractions, and constant company. But solitude isn't emptiness, it's the crucible where clarity is born. The person who fears being alone hasn't yet encountered themselves. The person who embraces solitude discovers strength no crowd can provide. When you're alone, the masks fall away. There's no one to impress, no one to validate you, no one to carry the burden. There's only you, and that's where power begins. Solitude strips you to your essence. It forces you to confront your weaknesses, sharpen your thoughts, face the person in the mirror without excuse. In solitude, warriors forged their resolve, philosophers shaped their wisdom, leaders envisioned their empires. Solitude teaches self-reliance. It reveals what you truly value. It builds an inner fortress that no betrayal, no rejection, no external storm can breach. When you learn to stand strong in solitude, you become unbreakable because your strength no longer depends on anyone else. Don't mistake this for isolation. Solitude isn't cutting yourself off, it's strengthening yourself so when you enter the world, you enter with authority, with calm, with certainty. Comment these words: solitude is my power. The person who conquers solitude conquers themselves and cannot be conquered by anything else. Rule 6. Command your energy. Energy is life. It's the invisible currency that determines everything you can and cannot accomplish. You may have strength, vision, and ambition, but without mastery of your energy, all of it scatters into nothing. The person who wastes energy wastes their existence. The strongest version of yourself isn't the one with endless reserves. It is the one who knows exactly where to invest those reserves. Commanding energy begins with awareness. Every thought you entertain, every word you speak, every action you take either feeds your power or drains it. Most people bleed energy unconsciously, scrolling endlessly, engaging in petty conflicts, wasting vitality on gossip, distraction, or empty pursuits. But the person who masters energy becomes a force of nature. They channel vitality with precision, knowing what builds them and what breaks them. Energy is focus. Energy is time. Energy is presence. Guard it with the same ferocity you would guard your life. The key isn't to do more, but to do less better. Eliminate what drains you. Double down on what empowers you. When all energies align, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, you become unstoppable. A person with high energy commands respect without asking because their presence is undeniable. Comment these words: my energy obeys my purpose. Live by it, embody it, and watch as your life bends to your will. Rule 7. Build an unshakable mind. The true battlefield of power has always been the mind. Muscles may decay, fortunes may shift, circumstances will change like shifting sand. But the mind, sharpened and fortified, remains the throne upon which power sits. To build the strongest version of yourself, you must create an unshakable mind. This isn't the common mind that bends under stress, collapses under fear, or crumbles under doubt. This is the mind that stands like a fortress, solid, disciplined, and immovable in its command. An unshakable mind begins with clarity. Know who you are. Know what you value. Know where you're going. Without clarity, the mind drifts. With clarity, the mind cuts through fog like a blade. Train your mind to dismiss noise, to rise above petty distractions, to remain focused on the great horizon ahead. Command your inner dialogue with precision. Never speak to yourself as a victim, only as a victor. When doubt arises, transform it into resolve. When fear knocks, answer with preparation. The unshakable mind doesn't panic, it calculates. It doesn't complain, it adapts. It doesn't collapse, it endures. Comment below: my mind is my fortress. Once you truly believe it, you'll carry within you a fortress no enemy can breach. Rule 8. Forge your body into a weapon. The mind is command, but the body is execution. A sharp mind trapped in a weak body is like a king imprisoned in chains. To become the strongest version of yourself, you must forge your body into a weapon. Precise, powerful, disciplined, and unyielding. This isn't about vanity. It's about function, control, and presence. A person whose body radiates strength commands attention without speaking. Their posture tells a story of resilience. Their stride speaks of certainty. Physical strength isn't just muscle. It's stamina, endurance, and vitality. It's the daily training of your body until it obeys your will without hesitation. When you master your body, you build not only strength but confidence. Train with intensity. Eat with purpose, rest with strategy, because every choice is either sharpening or dulling the weapon. That is your body. Think of ancient warriors. They didn't train for looks. They trained for survival, for dominance, for readiness. A strong body builds a strong spirit. When you feel yourself growing stronger, you begin to see yourself as capable of enduring anything. Your body becomes your armor, your fortress, your instrument of presence in the world. Comment below, my body is my weapon. The person who forges their body into a weapon becomes not just stronger, they become sovereign over themselves. Rule 9. Master the art of legacy. All previous rules form the foundation of greatness, but true power reaches beyond you. The strongest version of yourself isn't just measured by what you achieve in this life, but by what remains when you're gone. Legacy is the mark you leave on the world, the echo of your actions, the impact of your presence. To master legacy, you must live with intention. Every choice must serve a higher purpose. Every effort must align with something greater than fleeting pleasures. The person who builds legacy doesn't chase applause, they build structures that endure. They plant seeds that grow. They create influence that outlives them. Legacy begins in silence, in the daily grind, in decisions no one sees. Legacy isn't about being remembered by many. It is about being remembered deeply by those who matter, those whose lives were shaped by your strength, your wisdom, your example. Ask yourself daily, what am I building that will remain? Will my work outlive me? Will my actions echo through generations? We are temporary, but what we build can be eternal. Comment these words, I build what outlives me. The person who lives for legacy cannot be erased, for their strength is written into eternity. Rule 10. Command time, command life. Of all forces in existence, time is the most ruthless. It cannot be bargained with, slowed, or reclaimed once gone. Every second either builds you or buries you. The strongest version of yourself understands this deeply. Power comes from mastery over time, not controlling its flow, but commanding how every moment is used. Most people treat time as infinite, scattering hours on distractions, pouring days into trivialities, waking years later wondering why they remain unchanged. But the person who commands time understands that each day is a blade, sharp, finite, irreversible, and wields it with precision. To master time is to rise each morning with intention, knowing what matters and cutting away what doesn't. Time isn't money, time is life. Money lost can be regained. Time lost is gone forever. The disciplined use of time creates a life of power. With consistency and focus, what seems impossible to others becomes inevitable to you. When you command time, you command life itself. Comment these words, I command my time. I command my life. Watch how time bends in your favor when you honor it with discipline and purpose. Rule 11. Surround yourself with strength. No person becomes great in isolation forever. Solitude builds self-mastery, but the environment you choose will either elevate or erode your destiny. You are shaped by the company you keep. Surround yourself with weakness and weakness becomes normal. Surround yourself with strength and strength becomes your standard. Humans mirror those around them. Habits, attitudes, standards, and beliefs are contagious. Your circle isn't entertainment, it's influence. Every conversation, interaction, and relationship either builds your empire or drains it. Be ruthless with your environment. Seek those who sharpen you, challenge you, demand more from you than you demand from yourself. Find mentors who've walked your desired path. Build alliances with those who refuse to accept weakness. Surround yourself with warriors of mind, body, and spirit because their fire will keep yours burning when your strength is tested. Just as you seek such people, you must become such a person. Be the standard others measure against, the flame others draw strength from, the example that lifts those around you. Comment these words, I walk with strength, I rise with strength. The person who chooses their circle with wisdom chooses their future with certainty. Rule 12. Become untouchable. This is where it all converges. Every rule you've heard, discipline, focus, resilience, consistency, solitude, energy, mind, body, time, legacy. Brotherhood, they aren't fragments. They're pieces of a single truth. The strongest version of yourself isn't an accident. It's forged. To be untouchable doesn't mean you avoid struggle. It means struggle cannot break you. It doesn't mean you avoid pain. It means pain cannot define you. It doesn't mean the world bends for you. It means you bend yourself until you become unshakable, immovable, inevitable. Untouchable is the person who knows themselves completely, commands themselves fully, and carries themselves with presence that no enemy, no failure, no rejection can diminish. Untouchable is the person who no longer competes with the world. They compete only with yesterday's reflection. You have the choice to claim that state right now, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, step by step, day by day, embody these rules and transform into a force that cannot be ignored. What will your creed be? Drop it in the comments. Write it as your declaration, I am untouchable. Say it, believe it, live it. Remember, no one saves you, no one builds you, no one crowns you. You do it, and when you do, when you walk this path with precision and fire, you'll notice something remarkable. Obstacles shrink, distractions fade. Fear loses its teeth. Why? Because you are untouchable. That is the final rule. That is the ultimate command. And if you live it, the world will never be the same. If these words strike truth in you, carry this message forward. Like this video, subscribe and turn notifications on because this isn't the end, it's the beginning. Welcome to the forge where ordinary people are remade into power. One last time, comment it below, burn it into your mind, and let it echo in your soul. I am untouchable.